Hello, first graders. Happy April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. Elbow, elbow, namaste. Today in math, we are working on composite shapes, and composite is a synonym of combined. It means to put together. So we're going to be talking about how to make bigger shapes out of combining or compositing smaller shapes. And to get us started, I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to watch a video from the math book, just like we sometimes do in math class. So bear with me as I turn the screen around, and I'm thinking that you can see my, you can see my computer screen. So I'm going to click on the video and I'm going to turn the volume all the way up so you can hear. Let's see if this works. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Make new figures. It's time for a figure magic show. I'll start with 2 squares. I'll say the magical words, put together, and look what happens. The 2 squares turned into a rectangle. But you don't have to be a magician to perform this trick.
You can put figures together and take them apart to make new figures.
Let's take a closer look. There are 2 squares. If we put the 2 squares together, look what happens. We make a new figure. Now, instead of 2 squares, we have 1 rectangle. So, put together 2 squares to make a rectangle. I have another trick to show you. Watch this hexagon very closely. I'll say the magic words, take apart, and look what happens. The hexagon turned into 2 trapezoids. Now let's try it. We can move the top half of the hexagon away from the bottom half of the hexagon. Look what happens. We made 2 trapezoids. Making new figures is fun.
Yes, it's fun and cool. So now let's work on your blue arrow page together. Let me X out of here. All right, there is our blue arrow page. What is this? I'm going to X out of that. X out of that. Blue arrow page. All right. So on the blue arrow page, first there is a hexagon, and hex means 6. Agon means vertices or angles. Hexagon has 6 vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so underneath the hexagon, it says blank trapezoids makes 1 hexagon. So the way to figure this out is, I don't have a smartboard, so I'm going to actually improvise. And so hopefully this will work. All right, so what I'm going to do is put this in place so that it doesn't move. All right, so I'm going to put a piece of paper over my shape, and so, all right, so now what I did is I just traced over the hexagon that was on the blue arrow page. Okay, you see that? Wait a minute. Just bringing it down to make sure you can see it. Okay, there. Do you see the hexagon? All right. Now, to figure out and to prove how many trapezoids are in that hexagon, we're going to think a trapezoid has how many sides? How many? 4. All right. So let's see how many sides we can trace as we get the shape of a trapezoid. So if we start here, go just in your book, take your pencil, trace the same part of the hexagon that I do. So the slanted left going up side, then across the top side, the slanted going down side. So we just traced 3 sides. That kind of looks like a trapezoid. We're just missing the bottom part. So now what we're going to do is we're going to trace across to make the bottom part of a trapezoid. That's one trapezoid. But inside the hexagon, there's another trapezoid. Let's trace that. And so how many total trapezoids do we have? 1, 2 trapezoids inside a hexagon. All right, so on your blue arrow page, where it says blank trapezoids makes a hexagon, how many is it? 2. So you're going to put a 2 in the blank. All right, next, underneath the trapezoid, underneath the hexagon, there is a trapezoid. Okay, so I'm just going to, I don't know if you can see, but I can faintly see the trapezoid through this paper. So I'm just, you don't have to do this. I'm just getting a trapezoid like you already have in your, on your blue arrow page. But the question underneath the trapezoid is, blank triangles make a trapezoid. So we're going to follow the same process and see how many triangles fit into that trapezoid. All right, so to do this, we want to start tracing the sides of a triangle. How many sides are in a triangle? How many? Right, 3. Okay, so let's start up here on this vertex and we'll go down. There's 1 side of a triangle. Now let's go out this way, and that's about 2 sides of a triangle. We have to make the 3rd side. Well, the 3rd side has to be connecting this vertex and this vertex. So draw a line between this vertex and that vertex. And that's 1 triangle. Did we fill up the whole trapezoid yet? No. All right. Well, let's try to make another triangle. So we'll start up here, go across. Okay, so there's 1 side of a triangle. Here's another side that we already drew. That's 2. We got to make 3. To make the 3rd side, we have to connect this angle and that angle, or that vertex and this vertex at the bottom and that vertex at the top. So let's draw a line to connect those 2 vertices, and now we have 2 triangles. Are we done filling up the trapezoid? Nope. Hi. Hi. I think that's my cat Hunter. She thinks we have 1 more triangle. Look, here's 1 more triangle. 1 side. Yep. 2 sides. 3 sides. We got a 3rd triangle. Did we fill up the trapezoid now? We did. How many triangles? 1, 2, 3. So on your blue arrow page, you're going to put a 3 on the blank. 3 triangles makes up a trapezoid. So to make the composite shape of a hexagon, you can have 2 trapezoids that make a hexagon. And to have the composite shape of a trapezoid, you can have 3 triangles. So here's a fun question for you to think about at home. If 2 trapezoids makes a hexagon and 3 triangles make a trapezoid, how many triangles would fit into a hexagon? You don't have to answer that, but it's kind of fun to think about. All right, thank you. I'm going to pause right here, and we'll continue our lesson on page 662 in just a minute.